Hello, good evening, my dear YouTube viewers. Today also we will continue the village studies in India. According to Betterley, people are at villages not only caste consciousness and also class and gender consciousness too. When he was interested to talk with a tenancy before landlord, he has given only limited information, that is tenancy. Again he tried to talk to him but separately. Then he came to reality, that is the real picture, their role and their status in the village. One of the Indian women anthropologists like Leela Dubey also draw the data or facts. Being a Brahmin woman, she also faced a lot of problems to interact with them. Another social anthropologist, Mr. M.N. Srinivas, wants to study the village as a part of village. As a part of it, he visited next or neighboring village from his hometown, where he was raised earlier in joint family for a certain extent, for certain period of time. He understood certain period of time. He understood some normative patterns and local values. Though he belongs to more or less same region, but also accepted some limitations what they put it. Leela Dubey is also accepted village conditions or limitations. Then they are allowed to be as a part of their community. Then she inquired about the age, sex and caste system. In the field work, it was noticed the village structure and its normative patterns, that too from higher or dominant sections only. The higher caste people do not want to spend much time with the lower caste community. That may be discussion, arguments or conversation, as if their role is minimum. They thought they are worthless from their point of view, that is from a landlord's point of view or higher caste point of view. When Mr. M.N. Srinivas wants to record the genealogies from every household, genealogies means family tree, Vamsavrukshamu in Telugu version. That is the family tree or pedigree also we can call them. For each and every household for the purpose of the census. For this he showed this activity only with the help of village head. Why? Because the professor or the scholar should not enter into the Harijan Vada without their permission. The Western scholars understood the villages are identified first through the caste system only. Later it follows the class system. British scholars, Mr. Android Mayer, studied central Indian villages. He came to know that it is impossible without observation, particularly participant observation, to draw the facts, regarding structure and functions of the village. It is not a surprising matter because the image of hierarchy as it appeared from the bottom up, but it is different from the mainstream constructions. From the overall view, it is a problem. Another professor, Mr. Mencher, deliberately spent more amount of time with Harijan Vada. In that he found within their own caste and class relations, kin relations. That is one category. With higher caste, they had the minimum interaction. This is second category. Very limited space at power and polity. Minimum land ownership they had. These people mainly meant for hard work. that is well exploited by dominant caste. Only Dalit movement has given an opportunity for social anthropologists and sociologists to study the village power and political relations through the caste system. Once again, we will recap the information. Today also, we will continue the village studies in India. According to Betalle, people at villages are not only have the caste consciousness and also class and gender consciousness too. When he was interested to talk with a tenancy before landlord, he has given only limited information because the landlord presence. Again, the scholar tried to talk to him separately or privately. Then he came to know the real picture or the reality and their role and their status in the village. One of the Indian women anthropologists named Leela Dubey also draw the facts. In spite of belongs to the Brahmin woman, she also faced a lot of problems to get the data or the facts. Another social anthropologist, Mr. M.N. Srinivas, wants to study the village as a part of it. He visited next or the immediate or the neighboring village where he has raised the joint family long back for a certain period of time, or he understood the present field area, normative patterns as well as the local values. Though he belongs to more or less same region, but also accepted some limitations. Leela Dubey is also accepted the village conditions or limitations, then they allowed to be as a part of their community. Then she inquired about the villagers' age, sex and caste system, etc. In this field work, it was noticed the village structure and its normative patterns, that too from the higher or the dominant sections only. The higher caste people do not want to spend much time with the lower caste, either for discussion, arguments or conversation, because as if their role is minimum, they will be worthless from their point of view. There means village landlord's point of view. Mr. M.N. Srinivas, when he wants to record the genealogies from every household, genealogies are nothing but the family tree. Another word is pedigree. In another language, in Telugu, we can call it as Vamsavruksham. So from various generations where we came from, we will make the picture with their surnames, all these things. For what they prepared it? For the purpose of the census. For this, he showed this activity only with the help of village head. Why? Because the professor should not enter into the Harijanavada, where we can call it at not now earlier days untouchables. The Western scholars understood the villages are identified first through the caste system only. Later it follows the class system as well as the kin relationship. British scholar Mr. Andrew Mayer studied central Indian villages. He came to know that it is impossible without observation to draw the facts regarding structure and functions of the village. It is not surprising matter because the image of hierarchy as it appears from the bottom up, but it is different from the mainstream constructions, that is main structure of the village. Another professor, Mr. Mencher, deliberately spent more amount of time with Harijanvada community. In that he found within their own there are some group of relationship. Number one is within their own caste and class relations as well as kin relationship. Second category, with higher caste they had the minimum interaction. The third category, very limited space and power and polity. Fourth, minimum land ownership they had. These people mainly meant for hard work that is well exploited by the dominant caste. Meanwhile, when only Dalit movement has given a good opportunity for social anthropologists as well as the sociologists to study the village power and political relation only through the caste system. By this, today's lecture is completed. This is Bindu taking leave from the YouTube platform. Don't think village study is very easy. There are the subcategories, interactions and interrelationship within their group. It gives the more abundant information. Take care. Even though narration may be more, but the key points are very minimum. Please listen carefully and note down the points. And if possible, please do subscribe. Good day and good night.